face demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you're bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8-man strong.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hey everybody, it's Dick Vitale of ESPN and ABC. Hey, let me tell you something. You're talking sports with Randy Harris, baby. You better listen. He's awesome with a capital A.
Hi, we're back coming to you live from the Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by Staff Zone, 8-Man Strong, and Bucked Up Energy Drink. Off topic, off MMA. Did either one of you guys catch the national anthem? I guess it was Monday.
I heard she was drunk because she apologized for drinking too much.
Well, she said that she was checking herself in.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. Now, I haven't heard the whole thing, and you know where I am on the national anthem. It wasn't.
Where are you on the national anthem?
Well, I'm a veteran.
Right.
The national anthem. I lost a friendship. I used to judge for somebody in the Florida area, and I made a comment about someone who played the national anthem. And I said, he is very talented, but in my opinion, it was an awful rendition. I don't like when you take liberty with the national anthem.
Agreed.
You know, it needs to be the way it needs to be. All these extra, and he played guitar, and he was handicapped. He was in a wheelchair. The guy was a phenomenal athlete. It was obvious, but I didn't like the extra licks in the national anthem and all that. The little bit that I heard, it was off, but I didn't think it was as bad as Roseanne Barr.
Oh, God.
You know, which was brutal. They're saying this is the worst ever, and I don't know if Roseanne Barr will ever be, worse.
I have to confess to you, I read the headline, and I was going to click the video to listen to it, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. Because I'm with you on the national anthem, and I don't want to... Listen, it's a hard song to sing.
It's unbelievably hard.
It's a hard... I mean, and I agree with you on even when professional singers, not so much Whitney Houston, she had probably the greatest rendition, but... When I hear like other singers and they put on those runs,
right?
I hate that. Just like the extra licks in the guitar, I hate that too. I'm very purist when it comes to the national anthem, dude. Even when I'm working at Ray J, hawking beer, sometimes I'll stand for the national anthem, take my hat off. Even when they're practicing before the game, I stand for the national anthem. So
yeah, I've been upset about cameramen that are walking around, and I know they're doing their job, but Do you have a thought there?
Well, my thought's going to be tied in with the politics. I mean, we're in a political season, right? The election's coming up in November. So we talk about, like, votes and people eligible to vote, but the criminals, people who are incarcerated, aren't allowed to yet. Francis Scott Key and our Star Spangled Banner came from while he was a detainee or in jail, as they say. So what are your thoughts on letting everyone vote? If they're in America, everybody should have a vote for who our leader is, right? Like, why does an act of a criminal offense hold you back from being able to cast a vote for who should lead the leader of the free world?
Because it's the law?
Well, but laws are made to be broken.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, that's why they're jails.
Right.
But I get it. I mean, illegal aliens, right? Like, the reason we have a wall isn't to keep people out. It's like, use the door. Let's see who's here. What can you contribute to make our nation better? So shouldn't everybody have a say, as long as you're documented as a United States citizen? Shouldn't you be able to vote in this democratic process?
I mean, that's part of I guess that's part of the penalty of the crime, is that you lose your privilege to vote. I mean, I don't know. I think that's...
You commit murder, I'm good with you not being able to vote.
Yeah.
If you commit murder, I'm not good that you're still breathing.
Well, what about people who are just like petty, like DUIs or like or
DUIs can vote.
Yeah, I think DUIs can.
Well, it depends on if you get. If it's multiple offenders, or if it's a felony, right? If you're a convicted felon, Donald Trump wouldn't be able to vote this year.
That's crazy.
Biden's son won't be able to vote this year.
That is crazy, yeah.
Right?
So they'll wash.
But I'm saying, like, shouldn't everybody who's here be able to contribute to the democratic process?
But in a way, you kind of just negated your whole argument, because Donald Trump is a convicted felon, and he's going to be the next president of the United States. So, in a way.
So let's talk about how the UFC. You talk about how Donald Trump's the biggest UFC fan. Let's talk about how the Black Beast saved Donald Trump's life on Saturday. right?
What's the Black Beast?
All right. What's the catch? What's
the
the
limo? The limo in which like they escorted him and rushed him to safety was the Black Beast. Not, obviously not this Black Beast. This is Daniel Cormier.
That didn't save anything.
But Derrick Lewis, the UFC Black Beast, and Donald Trump, he went to safety in the Black Beast.
Whatever.
To cover inside the bulletproof.
Hold on a second. First
limousine.
of all, after the sharpshooter took the kid out, there was no harm.
They're saying that the Black Beast is relevant. It's the UFC combat sports show. Let's give it up for Derrick Lewis. Saving the president.
He waits till the end to act like a complete buffoon.
Well, we go from a bad rendition of the national anthem to
because I got range, Mike.
To voting rights for incarcerated felons. And
I can't read, but I know how to remember stuff. And that's just diplomatic.
Well, all right. We started before Brad came on. You started talking about Ronda Rousey and why she's in the news these days. She came out and said that she lost to Holly Holm in part because she was suffering from multiple concussions throughout her career. And then Miesha Tate came out and said, well, now you're making excuses, you're taking away from Holly. And, I think that there's, of course, fighters get concussions. I mean, and I think Miesha Tate even said it, she said, we all have concussions. That's part of the game. To come out years later after your biggest loss in your career and say that's why you lost is kind of hypocritical.
I'm pretty confident that if Ronda wouldn't have, if she did have a concussion when she fought Holly Holm, if she didn't have a concussion when she fought Holly Holm, she still would have got knocked out by that leg kick.
I really blame her trainer because when Ronda knocked out Correia, she in what that was like 18 seconds also, wasn't it, or maybe 42 seconds? I think she just got. It's like Tyron Woodley, as soon as he started knocking people out, Johnny Hendricks, great wrestler. As soon as he started knocking people out, they forgot their wrestling.
Right.
And I think Ronda knocked out Correia and thought, hey, I don't need my armbar, I don't need my judo. I can just go out there and strike with Holly Holm. And that's the only person in her whole career that she's fought who's a world champion boxer, a great kickboxer. That's the last person you want to stand up with.
First, I thought that was the easiest fight to call or pick.
Yeah.
I said on the show, Holly Holm's winning this fight. I mean, the second thing is, unfortunately, and maybe Ronda did this, and we talk about my good friend George Gagel, that, he would always look at me after he would lose or win. But we're in the back, and he'd be upset, and he'd go, sorry, I let you down. I'm like, no, you let yourself down because you're trying to beat your opponent at their best. You take anybody, you're an 18-degree whatever black belt, but he doesn't want to win with jiu-jitsu.
Right.
He wants to beat him in, and that's why maybe Ronda's like, I can beat her standing.
Yep. Well, and I wrote a book about Ronda before that fight, and in that book, I actually wrote how Holly could beat Ronda, and that's exactly how she beat Ronda. Kept her at bay, used her strength, used her distance, used her footwork, and that's exactly what. And then Ronda herself even went on Jay Leno's show and said she thinks she's going to knock me out with a left leg round kick. That's not going to happen, and that's exactly what happened. So it's like almost it was like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I know. Sorry, I know that she's made comments, Ronda Rousey, and that the media didn't like her and doesn't like her, and the fans this, that, the other. She brought that upon herself. How she treated people back then. She might have been obviously great to you. You wrote a book about her or whatever. But, to most, she was Conor McGregor.
I mean, she even went against, she even said Joe Rogan was a D word, because of the way he treated her after she lost to Holly. And I agree with you. I think it started when she refused to shake Miesha's hand, and I think that's when she started losing fans.
Well, we will continue talking about that, but I know somebody that's gaining fans, and as we continue Victory Wednesday, last week when we had this guest on, I said, don't go get popcorn, because if you did, you would have missed it. Let's welcome back to the program, Montel Jackson. Montel, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Not too bad. It's been a couple days. Have you relived that 18 seconds, or is that 18 seconds we'll never get back?
Oh no, man, that's something we ain't never gonna get back. It's over.
So is that what we're now going to expect? Even though you are a knockout guy, if it's more than 25 seconds, we're going to say, "Hey, come on."
Hey man, that's what I'm gonna start telling myself. What are we doing?
Why is it taking so long?
I'm supposed to be going down, not up.
You know, I'm surprised Damon didn't tweet something like Ben Askren did when he got knocked out by Masvidal. He said, "If it happened, if you don't remember it happened, did it really happen?" I think Blackshear could probably say the same thing about that. He doesn't remember the fight at all. Or were you surprised at how fast you put him away?
No.
No. Of course not.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Like my team was like prepping me for like him to stand in front of me and try to strike, and then once his striking didn't work, we knew he was going to try to wrestle.
So, Montel, last week, I mean, obviously your interview, you were focused on the fight, and like I can see there's a lot more pep in your step today. But what gets you more excited, the fight itself or seeing yourself on a Panini sports card? I saw your Instagram, and like it's got to be a proud moment, right?
Yeah, man, it's a big moment for me, especially where I come from, and especially for the people that know me and that come from the similar circumstances that I come from. Like, that's big, man.
I'm curious, you know, as I've always collected cards more when I was younger, but I still collect. I have all of the original tops as well, still in the unopened boxes. When they have the athletes, you athletes sign the cards, do they tell you where? Do they tell you what color? And it's kind of the same thing as the poster. I mean, can you change from the black Sharpie to something else, or do they make you keep it consistent with the black Sharpie?
They usually make you keep it consistent with the black Sharpie. It shows up a little bit better. And then also, like, it depends on, like, the poster and what you're signing.
And how about the card? I mean, have you signed, whether it's the Panini or the Topps cards yet?
Yeah. I signed plenty of those cards.
Can you change that, or do they make you do it? I think they do it on the white. They send the white stickers, right?
Yep, they send the white stickers. That's like the easiest. And then like, if you want to do like on-card stuff, that's like a little bit more.
Do they make you do? Because I know sometimes they have like those chase cards where you're chasing the Montel red signature. So I mean, I'm just curious if they ask you to do it, if you just do it, or do you not know?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It depends on how they're going to market each card that's going to come out, like, year after year, each deck. So it depends on whatever theme they got going. That was my first time signing one, like doing a signing one Panini. So I don't know what they got coming up.
Not do like a lot of sports. They trade jerseys. They trade after the fight, or exchange gloves. Do you guys trade cards the same fashion? Have you ever thought about trading cards with other fighters that you fight with, or in the promotion?
Man, some guys ain't that friendly, man. They ain't that friendly, man. They ain't trading shit.
Except punches, right?
Do you collect memorabilia, whether it's yours, whether it's other fighters, or whether it's outside the fight game?
Yeah, like I try to, man. But like I said, man, a lot of those guys, they not friendly, bro.
Yeah.
And if you're not paying them, they not signing shit.
Well, speaking of getting paid, congratulations on your fight
getting paid.
On your fight bonus.
Right, bonus.
That's fantastic. And after a win like that, and coming home to your family and your friends, what kind of homecoming was it for you this time around?
Man, I just want to chill, man.
Yeah, I can understand.
Get some
that.
cheese curds, some ice cream,
cheese curds,
eat a butter burger.
Is there a Culver's anywhere around you?
Yeah, man. I'm in the home of the Culver's.
Okay.
Right.
Now,
Dairy Queen, Tops.
I used to be sponsored.
Leon's ice cream.
I used to be sponsored by